Welcome, my dear students of class 9A and 9B to my revision class or class for section 1 of Civics. Section 1 of Civics. Lesson 1 of Civics. Now, what is there in lesson number 1? In lesson number 1, one topic is there named the making of our constitution. Now I am going to revise it. The making of our constitution. First point, constitution. What is the meaning of constitution? The constitution is a legal document of governance with necessary articles, with necessary informations regarding the culture, regarding the customs, traditions, regarding the system of governance, and in the form of law. This defines the structure of the government of the country, defines not only the functions and powers of the Prime Minister, President, and other agencies under the government, but also the duties and responsibilities, rights of the citizens of the country. This is known as the Constitution. The Constitution of India came into effect declaring India as a sovereign democratic republic, secular states. Now, let us discuss about the adoption. When was the Constitution of India adopted? The Constitution of India was adopted on January 26, 1950. The 34th and the last Governor General of India, Chakravarti Raja Gopalachari, read out a proclamation announcing the birth of the Republic of India. The 34th and the last Governor General of India, 34th and the last Governor General of India, Chakravarti Raja Gopalacharya, declared one proclamation, and then the Constitution of India was adopted, and as declaring India as a republic, as a country, and with the concept of republican form of government. It was declared. Now, Constituent Assembly. What is the Constituent Assembly? The Constituent Assembly was the body that framed the Constitution of India. Following the system of the British administration, certain provisions were framed for the Constitution of our country. But the idea was given by the Cabinet Mission Plan in the year 1946. Although the Constitution exactly, the system, the Constitution of India followed the system exactly from the Constitution of America. It became a written constitution like America. But unlike unwritten system, in Britain there is no written constitution, but in America there is written constitution. So the intention, what was the intention of drawing up the Constitution? The intention of draw up the Constitution, draw up the structure of a new nation, and then the English Crown would hand over the power to the Indian people to enable them to take up the new Constitution, new position based on the structure of government as specified by the Constitution. So the Constituent Assembly had two roles to play. Number one, to set up the interim government till the Constitution came into force and a government was appointed. And second one, to frame the Constitution of India. So these were the two most important play the Constituent Assembly had to play. Now the members of the Constituent Assembly and their role, the members of the Constituent Assembly were elected from the provincial governments, and some members were nominated to represent the princely states, so that the assembly represented the diversity of India. The diversity will help the members of the Constituent Assembly to keep in mind every community, caste, religion, while framing the various clauses of the Constitution. The Constitution maker has had to keep it in his mind that India was a country of different cultures, different customs, different traditions, different languages, different religions, different religious faiths and beliefs. So, considering that kind of things, the constitution maker had to frame the constitution, and he had to make such a constitution through which all the facilities will be provided to this group of people, different group of people of India, and different cultures, different customs, different traditions, different languages, different religious faiths and beliefs, and different classes people of India were provided with their rights, their privileges, their advantages as per the Constitution of India. Now, Constituent Assembly, how many members are there? Composition. Next point. The Constituent Assembly had 349 members. The Constituent Assembly, how many members are there in the Constituent Assembly? In Constituent Assembly, 300. In Constituent Assembly, there were 389 members, 292 members from the provinces, and 93 members from the princely states of India. However, the independence and the formation of the Constituent Assembly of Pakistan, the number of members got reduced. In July 1946, elections to the Constituent Assembly were held by the Muslim League, boycotted the assembly and demanded a separate state for Pakistan. Separate state of Pakistan. On August 15, 1947, one state also also on August 1947, on August 15, 1947, the Indian Independence Act also was passed, according to which India was partitioned into two separate independent states, India and Pakistan, following which the British transferred their authority. The British transferred their authority. The Constituent Assembly included representatives from all sections of the Indian society. Some of the prominent members were the national leaders of India, such as Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and Sardar Baldev Singh. They were the district members of the Constituent Assembly, and other religions and communities had their representatives too, such as Frank Anthony, who spoke for the Anglo-Indian community, Dr. H. P. Modi, who represented the Parsis, women such as Sarojini Naidu, Vijay Lakshmi Pandit, Durgabai Deshmukh, Rajkumari Amrit Kaur. They gave they played a valuable role in the Constituent Assembly regarding the process of framing work of the Constitution. So the Constituent Assembly played an important role while framing the Constitution of India. The role of different members of the Constituent Assembly is very important. It also encouraged the Constituent maker, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, to frame the Constitution of India confidently, since India was a country having different customs, traditions, language, different cultures. That's why Dr. B.R. Ambedkar had to consult all the members of the Constituent Assembly from time to time, so that each and every community's rights, privileges must be safeguarded properly in the Constitution. That's why Constituent Assembly took almost 3 years. 3 years to complete its historic tasks of drafting the Constitution for independent India. And during this period, it held 11 sessions covering a total of 165 days for consulting the distinguished members of the Constituent Assembly. And of these, 114 days were spent on the draft of the Constitution personally by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. The Constitution of India came into effect, declaring India to be a sovereign, democratic, republic or secular state. Dr. Rajendra Prasad took an oath as the president of the new republic, first president of the new republic, and Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan took an oath as the vice president of India. The Constitution on December 9, 1946, at 11 a.m., the first session of the Constituent Assembly was held in the Central Hall of the Parliament House in New Delhi, which was attended by 207 members. Dr. Sachidananda Sinha of Bengal was appointed as the temporary chairman of the Constituent Assembly, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad was elected as the president of the Constituent Assembly under the able guidance of these two personalities, Sachidananda Sinha, Dr. Sachidananda Sinha as the temporary chairman, as the temporary, chairman of the Constituent Assembly, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad as the president of the Constituent Assembly played an important role in making a reconciliation between these two group of people who had negative impact before drafting the Constitution of India. So both of them came to a conclusion what should be done and which suggestions should be found out. Both of them played an important role. Dr. Sachidananda Sinha, temporary chairman of the Constituent Assembly, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad, president of the Constituent Assembly. Both of them tried to make a reconciliation between Dr. Rajendra Prasad and other members of the Constituent Assembly, so that they must come to a conclusion. They must find out solutions before drafting the Constitution of India. That's why in drafting the Constitution of India, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar had to take personally 165 days 114 days for drafting the Constitution of India. And now the objective resolution. The objective resolution was a historic resolution moved by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru on 13 December 1946, and it was adopted unanimously on 22nd January 1947. It was nothing but a roadmap of the Constitution of India. The objective of the framers of the Constitution was declared to be creation of sovereign democratic Republic of India. The Assembly was divided into 8 major committees. The important ones were the drafting committee, the committee on fundamental rights, the committee on union powers, and of course Union Constitution Committee. These committees played an important role, and the role of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was very important, because Jawaharlal Nehru felt that the objective resolution would attract the common people to play an important role, to provide service for the nation for the sake of country's national integrity and sovereignty. That's why the objective resolution was very important. We tried to make them understand it. The difference, the drafting committee, next point, the drafting committee. The chairman of the drafting committee was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Now, as a chairman of the drafting committee, what did he do? First, a draft was prepared, was kept ready by February 1948. The Indian people were allowed to deliberate on the first draft and put their opinions and suggestions to the drafting committee when the assembly met in November. The next one, in November 1948, the draft was considered clause by clause. This was completed by October 1949. And the third and final draft was ready by November 1949, when the President of India signed the Constitution officially, making it a legal document. So the Constitution, which was drafted by B.R. Ambedkar as the chairman of the drafting committee, he initially gave a green signal of declaring it to be accepted, and then the other members of the Constituent Assembly, they also gave their opinions. There were a number of positive effects came on the part of the members of the Constituent Assembly, because there was no controversy, because each and every point was thoroughly discussed in in resemblance with the need of the constitution, in resemblance with the need of the people of India before drafting it by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. That's why there was no controversy, there was no contradiction in the process of accepting the accepting of the Constitution of India. As a result, the draft also was considered to be discussed clause by clause, and ultimately it was completed by October 1949. And finally, the third and the final draft was ready by November 1949, when the President of India became very much satisfied with the system, and he agreed to sign. Ultimately, after the signature done by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the Constitution officially declared to be the legal document of the country. The next commencement of the Constitution. The Constitution, of India came into effect or came into force on January 26, 1950. A day specially selected for its historical significance because in the year 1929, 26 January, the incident happened at Lahore, beside the river of Ravi, during midnight under the presidency of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru during the Lahore session of the Congress. The first three-color flag of India was hosted by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru during midnight by taking an oath that their main demand was complete independence of Swaraj instead of dominion status. And by taking an oath, the members of the Lahore session of the Congress and the president of the Lahore session of Congress, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, encouraged the people of India to observe the day as the Republic Day of India. And since then, the day 26 January is observed as the Republic Day of India. That's why it is a very important day, 26 January 1950. The Constitution of India was accepted for free India. Since then, the day is celebrated as the Republic Day. That's why on this very day, 26 January 1950, the Constitution came into force in our country. After this, my dear students, some points are left. I shall revise it in my next class. After this, thank you.